and I get out of my car and my leg's a little stiff, so I'm like walking like this. And some guy yelled out, ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help? It's your future, Jacqueline. I'm your future. She doesn't know all this is going to happen to her. She's walking around like, da-da-da-da. Your pubic hair on the floor is going to be the least of your worries. God, I love it. I love youth. I don't miss youth. I like this part of my life much better. Like, my skin is much more comfortable now that it's all loose, you know? Feels all good right in here. I got spandex in my pants. That's why this isn't flapping me in the face, is what I'm saying. Yes, no, but my name is Missy Hall. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. I am a rescue wife. Let me explain. I have been rehomed several times. You don't have to get sad and sing that Killing the Puppies song. I'm good, you guys. I have found my forever home. Yes. My new husband even has one of those Who Rescued Who bumper stickers. This time I married a man a lot younger than I am. Yeah, my husband, 13 years younger than me. You know what that means. Amazing tech support. He can make all the apps on my phone do what an app is supposed to do. Yeah, and it's funny, a lot of times if people are like, that's a big gap. That is a big gap. Does it ever make conversation awkward? And really, the only time we notice it is when we're talking about music. Because think about it, music's a time machine, isn't it? You hear a song, you are right back where you were the first time you heard it, right? Think of 1984. I'm in the Milford, Delaware roller skating rink. I am couple skating with Michael Milford. Once upon a time there was light in my life. Yes, 1984. You were there, right? You were there. Yes. My husband's like 1984. I'm in my footy pajamas. I'm eating cereal. Watching TV, take a look, it's in a boat, rainbow. Yes, that is where we are as people. He is also significantly shorter than me. He's 4'11", so he comes up to right about here on me. I love it, you laughed and you covered your mouth. She's like, I'm so sorry, I married him. I know what it looks like, I do. Man, you should have been there the day he accidentally left the house wearing my capri jeans. As regular jeans. Yeah. And here's the thing, I got used to it pretty fast, but it was weird when we came out of the pandemic. I forgot how tall men are. Because I've been with him for 2 years. I walk outside, I'm like, oh God, this guy can see my roots. Like, this is bad. And how tall are you, sir?
6 foot.
6. Is he yours?
He is.
He is. Do you get to be the little spoon? Like the little spoon? Come here. Just get it over with, sir. Just a little bit, right? Right? It's nice. Thank you, sir. Give it up for this guy. Thank you. She was so relieved to get rid of him for a minute. She is pushing him onto the stage. I will send my husband over to like hump the back of your chair. We'll do that. Yeah. Because with this guy, I get to be the little spoon, right? When my husband spoons me at night, it is like putting on a little backpack to go to sleep. I feel like Dora the Explorer. He's a great guy, though. He's a wonderful guy. We get along beautifully. Like, I haven't even started waking him up with my favorite game, ladies. You know the one. Guess what mood I'm in today? I don't know, but you can guarantee that it is your fault. Bonus round, whatever you did yesterday that I love, today is just gonna piss me off, right? And we just celebrated the first birthday of our grandson. And it's so sweet to see him with a baby, because he had no kids of his own. He just got mine, and he'd never changed a diaper. So I'm glad he's had some practice before he has to change mine. That's good. And it was sweet. When my daughter got pregnant, everybody's like, oh, Carly, you're going to be such a young, sweet mom. And they look at my husband and they're like, Jeremy, you're too young to be a grandpa. And they look at me and they're like, congratulations, Missy. And I'll never forget the night I met the man who is now my son-in-law. They came, they spent the night. Wonderful, wonderful guy. I wake up the next morning. Now, I'm the first one up. Where's my early risers? Woo! Yeah. What's the first thing we need to get?
Coffee.
The coffee. The coffee. The coffee. You got water?
I do.
Oh. I mean, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but that's weird. That's weird. You come to my house, you're drinking coffee, okay? But I get up. I'm the first one up. I am 5 inches away from the coffee pot. I got an empty mug in my hand. And I hear this voice say, good morning, ma'am. I'm like, good morning. He's like, listen, I just want you to know that we are not having sex. I was like, oh my God, of course we're not. That's disgusting. My husband is right upstairs. And then I was like, oh. You mean with my daughter? And then I was offended. I'm like, why not? She's adorable. And he said, because of God. And I said, ooh, well, that's new. He's like, no, we believe that God would want for us to wait until we're married before we have sex. I was like, you know what? I can absolutely respect that. I can. Here's another thing that God wants. God wants for you to wait until I've had a cup of coffee before you start talking to me about your plans to nail my daughter. It's a big conversation first thing in the morning. It's a big one. It is a big one. Yes, I turned, I'm 56. Woohoo! Yeah, and I remember when that sounded like a big number. Does anybody remember when whatever age you are sounded like a big number? Like every number's a big number until it's your number, right? Like when I was 20, I thought if someone my age got hit by a bus, then it was fine. Like, oh well. She had a good life. Right? I'm like, oh gosh, no, I'm still a person. Right? It's weird. It doesn't feel like that long ago where I could like strut out in a bikini and this, oh my God, check her out. She is so hot. Look at her boobs. And I'd be like, whatever, I don't care. I was 20, I didn't care. So it's different now. It's different now. I walk out of my bikini and I hear this, oh my God. Check her out. She is so brave. It's very different. It's very, very different. Yeah, and really the only thing that I've hated about turning 56 is that I have still never needed algebra. Like, not one time. Not one time. Who's using the algebra? Clap it up if you're using. Okay, what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it?
I used to be an actuary.
You used to be an actuary. Hey, you must be so fun at parties. Everybody, be sure you invite the actuary. Man, does she have some stories. Okay. Well, ma'am, for you, the rest of us needed to take algebra. You kind of owe everybody a drink, right? The rest of us could have used some more helpful information, like, hey, Missy, every 3,000 or 4,000 miles, change the oil in the car. Or, hey, Missy, the interest on a credit card is not money they give you. Hey, Missy, that thing you do where you, like, cough and laugh without peeing. Don't get used to that, it is not forever. I sneezed when I was leaving the house to come see you fine people. Like, son of a bitch. Gonna have to change. And then I saw the hairdryer on the counter. Works great, you can use that one. Helpful hints with Missy, yeah. My goodness. You know, and I've noticed the older I get, doctor's appointments keep getting weirder and weirder. You're not, right? My gosh, everything is so much more invasive. Like, everybody wants to look up my butt. Like, what do you think you're gonna find up there? But they're like, ma'am, your chart looks right, but we are gonna need to do a rectal exam. I'm like, well, okay, but you know I'm just here to get my teeth cleaned. Feels a little invasive. Oh my gosh. Have any of you had to go to a doctor's office and leave a mask on, but take everything else off? Is that not the most ridiculous feeling in the world? You feel like a demented superhero. Right? And I made this horrible error in judgment because my favorite mask is like this little kitty cat nose. And I wore it to a gynecology appointment. And it was not until I was fully naked with a pussycat on my face that I realized what I had done. And I got those nervous giggles. I'm like, oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. And in walks the doctor wearing what looks like a level 3 biohazard suit. With like riot gear on her face. It's like, and I start full on laughing. I am belly laughing at this point. She's like, what is so funny? I'm like, are you gonna go train police dogs? I was like, you don't find this amusing? Ready? Like, what is it that you think is gonna happen in this room, lady? Like, nothing from here down has ever coughed, spit, or sneezed on anybody. You can calm down, you know? You can calm down. Man, and I gotta tell you, I've had a pretty crazy year medically. And in February, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had a biopsy and a lumpectomy and 2 surgeries and radiation, and I'm on physical therapy now because my arm doesn't work anymore. And let me tell you something. That is nothing compared to what my husband just went through. My husband had 3 days where he could not poop. 3 days, son. I know. 3 days. The man was on the couch, covered in a blanket, shivering and groaning. Yeah, he's the real hero. He is. And I gotta tell you, these are new. Yeah. And my poor husband did not understand how it would work. These used to be huge, like they were big, like my back hurt. So as soon as they told me I had cancer, they also asked me if my back hurts. And I was like, do I have back cancer too? And they're like, no, but we can give you new breasts. I was like, I'm in. He's like, no, you're gonna have to go through some stuff. We're sorry you're going through this, but there's a silver lining. We are gonna give you the breasts of a 20-year-old. I'm like, well, she's gonna be so mad. Like, is she here? Should I at least give her a Starbucks gift card? And it was funny. I went through the surgery. Everything's fine. I've healed up great. But I will tell you, and I don't care. I don't care. We caught it early. I get to live. Get your boobies checked. Every single person in here. Get them checked. And here's the thing. These are fine. I don't care what they look like. But I do have crooked nipples now. This one is looking at you, ma'am. This one over here. Right? And I was thinking, like, do I put an eye patch on this one so it, like, goes over? You know, and I just recently had to go see the surgeon to get the post-op check and all of that. And he's like, listen, everything looks great. He's like, I don't know if you noticed, but your nipples are crooked. And I was like, I don't care that my nipples are crooked. You guys saved my life. But I think it's adorable that you think a woman wouldn't notice that her nipples are crooked. Like when I look into the mirror, it is like looking into the eyes of Forrest Whitaker. Right? It's Forrest Whitaker up in here. Yeah, but my poor husband couldn't poop for 3 days. That is where we are as people. You know, and now how many of you love exercise? I've been really trying hard to exercise. You love it? What you like to walk? You like to walk. Where's my walkers? You kind of drink your water in the morning and you go for your little walk. What else we got? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Yoga.
Yoga? You like the yoga? Yeah. Oh. Everybody's like, try yoga. It's so relaxing. You'll love the yoga. Yoga is infuriating. It's infuriating. It's always this very tall, skinny pretzel bitch, and she's all bendy. But the worst is she whispers at you. Why is she whispering, right? She's all like, lean into doggy style. Reach for your hopes and dreams. She doesn't even play any loud music to cover up all the farting.
That is so true.
And I'm telling my doctor this. He's like, Missy, you don't have to do much. Just go outside. Take a walk. Enjoy nature. I'm like, I hate nature. I like the idea of nature. I don't like it when nature gets on me. If being in nature has taught me anything about myself, it's that if I am ever forced to choose between being a hunter or a gatherer. I am going to be the village whore. Much better than, right? Yeah. A lot of people say they exercise to relieve stress. I'm like, The only way I can truly relieve stress is to watch someone die on my TV set, right? And it's got to be a true story, right? What is it? How many of you watch the true crime stuff? What is wrong with? Oh, you drink water in the morning. Of course you don't watch the true crime stuff. I bet you he's even your starter husband, isn't he? Yeah. You know, you're my new best friend. You're going to be a wonderful influence on me, just so you know. No, I can only relax if I'm watching one of those true crime shows, right? And here's the thing, I love you guys, I do, but if one of you gets taken out by an axe murderer, I'm going to watch that on the weekend. Right, and that's the first place I started seeing those commercials for the transvaginal mesh, you know, those transvaginal mesh commercials? Nobody knows what it is or what it does. But it is falling out of women all over America. There is a woman in Texas who got $7.5 million because her mesh fell out. The rest of us are playing Powerball. I'm like, get the mesh, actuary lady, get the mesh. The commercial says millions of women are suffering in silence from vaginal erosion. I'm like, I know a lot of women. We don't suffer in silence about anything, right? I'm too hot. I'm too cold. My vagina is eroding. Like, they don't mention that. So ladies, what is our least favorite doctor's appointment? Which is the gynecologist for sure. And just out of curiosity, has any woman in this room ever made it close enough to the end of the table on the first scoop down? No woman in the history of gynecology has ever made it close enough to the end of the table on the first scoop down. We never stick that landing. We never stick it. It's always like, scoot down. Up a little bit more, scoot down. Nope, a little bit more, scoot down. Nope, a little bit more. I'm like, dude, my hoo-ha is on your face. He's like, I'm like, you are sitting on a stool with wheels. You scoot up. I cannot believe I got a pedicure for this shit. You get a pedicure. You get a pedicure, you shave your legs, you make this a little fancy. But not day up, not day up. You do it like a week out so you don't look like you got fancy just for this, right? Like, I just walk around and like, no, I was not Sasquatch 2 weeks ago. They take that speculum and they pull it out of the ice bucket. It's like, is this comfortable? I could tow your car. Like, I could tow it. And if I sneeze once, you're going to lose an eye. That's how this is going to go down. So he checks me out. He's like, you got a nice firm uterus and everything looks great. I'm like, thank you. You have really nice eyes. But then he says to me, but your bladder is hanging a little low. Did you know your bladder could hang? Actuary, did you know your bladder could hang? Did you have a table for that or something? It can hang. I was like, oh my God, do I get the mesh, you know? He's like, no, but I do want to send you in for a pelvic ultrasound just to make sure everything's okay. I'm like, all right, well, that's no big deal. I've had a baby. They're just going to squirt that jelly on my tummy and press that camera on my tummy, and that is not what is happening. Yeah, you bitches are one step ahead of where I was. I I had no idea. I walked into the radiology department, I got on my little gown, I'm naked from the waist down, and I'm sitting on the table on that paper, you know, praying I don't stick to the paper. We've all made that deal with God. Like, I'll be a good person forever if you make it so I do not leave like a shroud of Turin footprint on this doctor's table. And in walks the hottest dude I've ever seen in a lab coat. And he is holding what can only be described a dick camera. It is a 12-inch long white plastic storm super dick in this size camera. And he's like, ma'am, I'm here to do your transvaginal ultrasound. I'm like, transvaginal? Like it's a highway? Like there's been a pile up on the transvaginal highway due to smog, you know, and all I could do was just point at the thing in his hand, and he's like, don't worry, ma'am, I'm just going to put in the tip. Well, we've heard that before. Just the tip, just the tip. Then he looks me in the eye and he pulls a condom out of his lab coat pocket. And not a special for medical use only condom. No, like a regular Trojan's prom condom in this guy's pocket. He looks at me and he starts rolling it down. I'm like, is my insurance gonna cover it? But then he asks me a question. And herein lies the moral and ethical dilemma. He says, would you like me to put this in? Or would you like to do it yourself? How do you answer that question? Nobody's ever asked me if I feel like doing my own medical test before. Shouldn't we practice with like a tongue depressor? That thing you put in your ear, you know? And what is the polite thing to say if I'm like, oh no, baby, you do it. I'm a whore, right? If I yank it from him, still a whore. Right? What do you do? What would you people do? Actuary, what would you do? Water drinker, what would you do? Anyway. How many of you would do it yourselves? Okay, a couple of you. Yeah, the rest of you would let him do it? Yeah? You're Kagna? Yeah, I let him do it. I paid a copay. I let him do it 5 times. It was awesome. And so are you all. Thank you so much.